The only real moment that exists is called the now. We are so trapped by our senses. We're addicted to dopamine. As human beings, we are here to live in the now, to master the moment. Some people call it the flow state. It's also known as like being in the zone. My favorite quote of the day is going to be by Ram Dass, "Be here now." Alright everybody, welcome to the Infinite Cup. My name is Robert. In this video, we're going to talk about the flow state. We're going to talk about how to enter the moment, truly embracing the now. This is something that I know there's a lot of information out there. Be Here Now from Ram Dass is a very inspiring book for me, and I've been researching so much about how to really get into the moment consciously. That's the thing is, if you ask me, I believe if you're living in the past, then you're not in the moment. You probably have some sort of depression. You probably are missing out on the moment right now. Anxiety, for example, is just you being stuck in the future. So we have depression, which is being stuck in the past, anxiety, which is being stuck in the future, and then we have the present moment. The only real magic exists in the present moment. Everything else is an illusion. So now the question is, how do you get into the moment? How do you access the now? You know, the biggest example that I can probably reference is being athletic, right? A lot of sports people, a lot of extreme sports automatically gets you into the now because you are there. You cannot focus on anything else. When you're on a slack line, when you're rock climbing, when you're bungee jumping, I mean, people are addicted to that adrenaline because it is the now. Let me talk about how the human being is designed. Sex is actually the most genetically prone thing to create the now, because that's how we're hardwired. When we have that orgasmic state, that is the now. That is what we're all addicted to. The question is, how are you getting there? Are you doing it in a natural, sustainable way? Myself, I mean, meditation, yoga, tai chi, there are plenty of practices that are going to bring you into the now. If you ask me, only true love, the real essence of what we call life, exists in the now and nowhere else. Again, if you're stuck in the past or the future, then you're living a life that is not real. The only thing that exists that is actually tangible and real in this existence only happens in the now. So now let's talk about some ways that you can enter the now consciously. We need to get rid of that monkey brain that's constantly trying to control our senses and pull us into the past or project us into the future. You need to act. This is where the yogic path comes in. For me, I'm a certified Raja yoga teacher. This is the path of karma yoga. It's also known as Kriya yoga. Kriya or karma literally translates to action. So we need to act. We need to do things literally with your physical hands, with your body. Get outside into the world and experience life. I mean, that's what we're here to do. So many people are living this false reality because they're trapped in their phone. They're trapped in some job or some relationship that they don't want to be in. Now, for me, my simple suggestion is to just snap right there. Get into the moment by taking action. You need to do something that you love. If you're in your heart, you're in the now, guaranteed. When you're passionate about something, for me, it's always something involving the outdoors, whether it's, being on the slack line, rock climbing. I love riding my bike. I love getting outside as much as possible, absorbing nature, because that really brings me into the now. And I don't have time to think about the past. I don't have time to get caught up into the future because they don't exist. Again, the only thing that is real is this moment right now. Take advantage of it. This is really where we can harness our abilities to get into our blocks, because a lot of people are simply living this artificial life, okay? I really think it's fun when you get into this, because once you figure out the best way for you to get into the now, you need to orchestrate your entire life around that. For me, that's why, I love van life. I love living in a van, traveling, absorbing nature. That awe moment when you're staring out into the universe, when you're staring at this mountain or a bird or a flower you've never seen before, that encapsulates my consciousness. That gives my whole consciousness up into that moment. There's no space for me to get caught up into the past or think about the future. Why? Because I'm so absorbed in the moment. And I orchestrated my entire entire life around that because I know myself. I know I want to be in nature. I know I need to be around things, people, experiences that are going to focus on the now. If I'm sitting on my phone or absorbing technology too much, I could easily get taken away from the now, and then that's when depression sinks in. That's when anxiety kicks in. So, what's the trick? Take action. Come right back to the now. Come right back into a practice that is going to bring you into that ultimate consciousness. This is where japa comes into play, chanting on beads, having some sort of practice that really brings you into the moment, transcending our third dimensional limitations, right? Because we're here to experience the fifth dimensional reality that is the now. If you ask me, I would say that fifth dimensional reality equals the now because it's a place that doesn't exist in third dimension. It's not physical, it's not tangible. It's so expansive and it's available to us anytime. All we have to do, again, is that karma yoga. Do your kriya, do this exercise that is going to bring you into the now consciously. A lot of athletes are doing this in a way that they're just not aware of, right? When you're in the zone, in that soccer game or basketball game or whatever you're into, you are very much in the zone. And it's like, that's when you're performing your ultimate best. And this is never gonna, stop. That's the best part about this is because, again, when you orchestrate your entire life around being in the now and you're in the now every single day, that's when your life starts to unlock. That's when the expansiveness happens inside your consciousness because you are able to identify those blocks and you're seeing yourself like, wow, I created all this anxiety for no reason. That is, such a thing in the future that doesn't exist. Why not reel it back into the moment, go ride a bike, go do some yoga, do something that brings you into the now and focuses you into the heart. I really think it's important to get out of that programmed monkey mind. This is how you do it. You get into the now by stopping that old stagnant behavior. You need to do something new. That's the thing. If you're watching this right now and you're like, man, Robert, that all sounds good and everything, but man, I wish I could do it. It just sounds too easy. Well, you need to get outside your comfort zone. You need to expand yourself on what you think is new. And it doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to buy some airplane ticket to a country you've never been before. It could be something as simple as reading a new book or a genre of music that you've never heard before. Expanding your consciousness with a new form of information is a way to get into the now. Why? Because we're just hardwired that way. The human brain is wired for new things. It brings us into the moment automatically. And we live in a world, especially here in the West in America, that's very dictated on a routine, right? That 9-to-5 lifestyle, this industrial age that is just completely dead. That needs to go. That's not serving humanity anymore. We need to get in the now, baby. Get into this moment where life exists. Anything less than that is going to create some sort of suffering in your life because we all know deep within that isn't real. The only thing is real is when you can't think, right? When you get beyond your thoughts. We are not our thoughts. We are not this body. We are spirit soul. That's the thing I really want to drive home here, guys, because when you act like a soul and you're such an expansive state, when you're in your heart, nothing can hold you back from that life. And it's just leveling up one after another because you're in that sacred place of the heart. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you get into the now, staying in that heart-centered consciousness. Get outside, do what you love, and just enjoy life. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you next time. Much love.